As we continue exploring natural and renewable energy resources, we now turn to one of the most abundant and secure sources of energy available to humanity, solar energy. Solar power involves converting sunlight into usable electricity, either directly through photovoltaic systems or indirectly through concentrated solar technologies. Interestingly, exam questions have highlighted that energy can even be harnessed from the sun and from animal excreta, reminding us that solar-related energy pathways can emerge in unexpected forms. From the perspective of energy security, solar energy is considered the most secure renewable energy source since sunlight is widely available, consistently renewable, and free from geopolitical limitations. One of the primary ways of capturing solar energy is through photovoltaic PV technology. Solar panels are devices equipped with PV cells that directly convert sunlight into electrical energy. These cells produce direct current, DC, not alternating current, and this distinction is often tested in exams. With renewable integration becoming increasingly important, PV panels are now commonly used to supplement electricity from the power grid. When multiple panels are linked together, they form a photovoltaic array, another term specifically noted in competitive exam syllabi. Different types of solar cells are used in photovoltaic systems. The most common are crystalline silicon cells, which dominate global solar technology due to their durability and efficiency. Silicon, both in crystalline and non-crystalline forms, is heavily used in solar cell fabrication, a fact repeatedly asked in exams. Alongside these are amorphous silicon cells, made from inexpensive silicon that lacks crystal properties, resembling ordinary glass in structure. They are less efficient but more cost-effective. We also have photoelectrochemical PEC cells, which are based on hybrid structures using inorganic semiconductors and electrolytes. These cells convert the electrical potential generated by the photoelectric effect directly into chemical energy, eliminating the need for separate battery storage. However, PV systems come with their own operational challenges. Because the cells are exposed directly to sunlight, as temperature rises, leakage currents increase, reducing overall efficiency. Another point that examiners often draw attention to. Beyond photovoltaics, solar energy can also be captured through solar thermal systems, which use sunlight to produce heat. Devices known as solar collectors are designed to gather and concentrate solar radiation. One of the most common types is the flat plate collector, a simple, economical system that converts radiant solar energy into heat. These collectors operate based on the greenhouse effect, where the absorber plate, usually painted black, captures sunlight and emits infrared radiation, trapping heat. Because of their simplicity and affordability, flat plate collectors are widely used for heating water and air. More advanced systems fall under solar thermal energy collectors, which include both flat plate and concentrating configurations. Concentrating collectors use mirrors or lenses to focus sunlight onto a small area, enabling temperatures that far exceed those of standard collectors. These systems can reach temperatures above 1000 degrees Celsius, making them suitable for generating electricity. Some concentrating collectors even incorporate flat plate components. In many exam questions, it is emphasized that concentrating solar collectors can raise temperatures up to 500 degrees Celsius, while specialized systems like the parabolic dish collector can achieve temperatures as high as 2000 degrees Celsius. These high temperature applications make concentrated solar power a powerful complement to photovoltaic systems. As we expand our understanding of solar technologies, another interesting method of capturing solar thermal energy comes in the form of solar ponds. A solar pond is essentially a large solar energy collector that resembles a regular pond or lake but operates like an enormous flat plate collector. It uses a specially designed salt gradient system to trap heat in its lower layers. This concept is frequently highlighted in exams. Solar ponds store solar thermal energy by creating a salt gradient, and it is this very gradient that prevents heat from rising to the surface and escaping. Because the water at the bottom of the pond contains the highest concentration of salt, it becomes much denser, allowing the heat absorbed from the sun to remain trapped in those deeper layers. As a result, solar ponds store solar energy in the form of heat, making them suitable for various heating and industrial applications. Solar energy today is used in a wide range of applications, making it one of the most versatile renewable resources. Most commonly, solar panels generate electricity for homes, businesses, and industries, helping reduce reliance on conventional power grids. Solar collectors, including flat plate collectors, are used extensively for water heating, serving both household and commercial needs. Another important application is water desalination. Devices known as solar stills use solar energy to convert brackish or saline water into drinking water. In exams, it is often emphasized that a solar water still is a device that produces potable water using solar energy. Solar ponds, thermal collectors, and other concentrated systems are also widely used for space heating and for supporting industrial processes where consistent heat supply is essential. India has emerged as a global leader in solar power development, and the progress made in recent years has been remarkable. As of May 31st, 2024, India's installed solar capacity stood at 84.28 gigawatts AC, making it the third largest producer of solar power worldwide. This rapid growth has been supported by strong policy frameworks and national initiatives. One of the most important programs is the National Solar Mission, which initially set a target of 20 gigawatts by 2022. Although India has since gone far beyond that figure, the mission laid the foundation for large-scale solar adoption across the country. A major driver of this progress has been the development of solar parks. India has established nearly 42 such parks to encourage concentrated development of renewable energy. Among these, the Gujarat Hybrid Renewable Energy Park stands out as a landmark project. Designed to generate a massive 30 gigawatts AC through a combination of solar panels and wind turbines, it will be one of the largest renewable energy parks in the world once completed. India has also taken several international steps to promote global solar adoption. The International Solar Alliance, also known as ISA, proposed by India and headquartered here, aims to bring solar-rich nations together to accelerate solar development worldwide. Complementing this vision is the One Sun, One World, One Grid initiative, which imagines a globally interconnected grid delivering solar power across time zones. Additionally, the World Solar Bank has been proposed to financially support international solar projects. India is home to more than 40 major solar power plants, each generating at least 10 megawatts of energy. Some of the most notable ones include the Bhadalla Solar Park in Rajasthan, one of the largest solar parks in the world, and the Pavagada Solar Park in Karnataka, which spans thousands of acres. Andhra Pradesh hosts several major installations, including the Kurnool Ultra Mega Solar Park, No Problem Kunta, and the Anantapuramu 2 project. Other significant plants include the Rewa Ultra Mega Solar Park in Madhya Pradesh, Charanka Solar Park in Gujarat, the Kamuthi Solar Power Project in Tamil Nadu, Glivedu Solar Park in Andhra Pradesh, and the Mandsaur Solar Farm in Madhya Pradesh. Together, these solar installations highlight India's rapid expansion in renewable energy capacity. With strong domestic policy support, global partnerships, and widespread solar adoption, India continues to position itself as a key leader in the worldwide shift toward clean energy.